What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today, we've got more rumors and reports, but these are coming straight from the horse's mouth. And when I say that, from the agent's mouth, more like it, when it comes to the futures of some potential targets for Juventus, especially that of the Italian variety. Stick with us, we'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Thursday, March 24th, 2022. And of course, I have your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news that you care about, like I said, in short little snippets to get you in and out and about your day. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Let's just jump into it, though, of the news that we have for today. All right, and the very first one up is, of course, the big news of the day. And it's talking about Jorginho, and it's his agent that's speaking with QSVS. Don't know what that is. Maybe somebody can fill me in. I'm just a talking head. That's what I do. All right, Jorginho's agent was speaking with them, saying the philosophy of Chelsea is to get renewals done at the last minute. The priority is the renewal, otherwise to return to Serie A. The willingness to play in Italy is always there. Juventus would be considered. So obviously what the agent's saying, if you go by his line of speaking, you would believe that basically it seems less than likely that it's a possibility that he could want to come to Italy and go to Juventus. But as it stands right now, it looks like he'd want to go to Chelsea. Well, some things may not always be as they appear, which of course we know that to be true when it comes to agents and the way that they like to maneuver and speak. So the next up we have Gazzetta dello Sport, who's reporting. And as much as you can take with a grain of salt, I guess, in what they're saying, but also I got to give credit to Gazzetta dello Sport because of Fabiana who works there and people like that who've really been on top of their game when it comes to reporting as of lately when it comes to Juventus, right? So here's what Gazzetta dello Sport had to say. They say that Jorginho wants to return to Italy. His agent can't say anymore. In fact, he even sends mixed signals, but the reality is that the midfielder has been close to Juve for weeks now. There is a talk of a 4-year contract with a salary of 6 million euros. The concrete problem is that Chelsea at this moment cannot make negotiations of any kind. The sanctions of the English government block the ordinary administration. So obviously, as we know, it'll be a continuing issue because of England's sanctions on Russia and then going on issues there, conflict, I guess you want to use that, with the Russian government, Russian overall, anyway, I don't need to tell you, there's other YouTube channels that can fill you in on that situation. We just talk sports here. But when it comes to the sport, because of that, Chelsea are not able to buy, they're not able to sell, they can't even sell ownership of the club because it's owned by a Russian guy. Anyway, as it stands right now, nothing can be done, but I'm fairly positive that by the summertime, there will be some moves that will be made that will allow for Chelsea to be sold to somebody else that is not Russian, and then for them to be able to make deals happen between selling players, buying players, whatever have you. I think right now, especially I like what they said here about the possibility that Jorginho wants to come to Italy. I think that would be a good move for Juventus, especially if you're looking at the table right now with the options of who they have that they can get out there. Gravenberch is for all intents and purposes off the table because he appears to be close to and leaning toward going to Bayern. And then as it stands right now, also your other options that you look at are, there's Pogba, which there's going to be competition, but you have to pay a high salary for him. And then there's also going to be the likes of getting Zaniolo, who I know the injury issues and what have you with that situation. I think Jorginho to me would be one of the top options to get. If you can get Jorginho, and then if you can get somebody to accompany him, my high one, if it were up to me before, I always said it'd be Gravenberch and Jorginho. Since Gravenberch seems to be off the table, I'd like to see who they could maybe go with to accompany him instead of that long term. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts, though. Do you like the idea of bringing Jorginho to Juventus, and what do you think he'll be able to do here at the club? Or do you think the deal will be able to get done by the summer, given the situation with the ownership of Chelsea, England, Russia, all that? Let's move it on, though. Arrivabene had some comments with Corriere dello Sport. He said, when we spent the amount of money on Vlahovic investing in talented age, it was clear. but nobody wanted to understand it. That somebody would have to leave. In fact, more than a few people will have to leave. So I'm guessing Rabio, maybe Alexandro. We'll see who else can leave. Obviously, those are the players that we, as Juventus fans, most of us, I would imagine, want to leave. I wonder if there'll be any other ones that will have to be sacrificed in the situation. Obviously, Bernadeschi probably is getting pushed more and more out the door. Sorry about your luck, Berna. Your 3 goals in how many years is fine, I guess. I guess maybe it's been 4 goals. I don't know how many it is now. It's not a lot. Anyway, also says that I also read that I was unclear. I have been very clear. By sending out messages in footballing code, it ends up that no one understands things that have been said clearly. Juventus for me comes before everything and everyone. And I think that's a welcome that's a welcome mindset. That's something I think a lot of Juventus fans will like to hear and have been wanting to hear, to have some kind of leadership that actually stands up for the club and that actually wants the best when it comes to actually making a successful team. I guess that's the way that I want to put it. But overall, I'm just saying what is best for the club. As much as we can love these players, as much as I personally love Dybala, maybe investing in a player who hasn't done much recently and who's injury prone and paying him all kinds of money for stuff that he did years ago and isn't doing currently isn't the best financial move. And maybe it's also not the best move for your club. If you want to be winning Champions League, if you want to win Serie A, if you want any of that to ever happen, maybe investing in a player who hasn't played in a UCL game in how long, or played serious minutes in a UCL game in how long. I mean, I'm talking about round of 16, that kind of level, not, podunk state or whatever you want to call it. That's an American phrase. I apologize. Anyway, at this point, I think you really need to invest in the top tier talent that you can get, especially not overpay these guys. That's why you got the deals that were done for Locatelli, you got the deal that were done for Zakaria and Vlahovic. Now, what about the deals that you can get done so that way you can get these terrible, terrible wages off? I'm talking Rabiot, those kind of players that you're paying 7-8 million euros that do not deserve it. Let's be clear. All right, let's continue on, though. We have more reports from Zaniolo's agent, who was speaking with Tutto Mercato Web. He says Roma has a beautiful project. The great thing was to see him back on the pitch after his second injury. We'll see what the future holds. We're focused on finishing the season well with Roma. So leaving it very ambiguous, very open. Obviously, we're just waiting to see what the end of the season gets, because there's been a lot of rumors that Juventus are near and close to him. And obviously, Zaniolo is a Juventus fan. He probably wants to come to Juventus, but at the same time, we'll see what's more beneficial for him to make more money there. There's been rumors that Roma wants 70 million euros. Yeah, they're going to put some, for all the people that come in and say these comments, yeah, that's the number they're going to put out there. The 70 million euros is not what they're going to get. They are not going to get 70 million euros. And if you think Arrivabene or anybody with Juventus would pay 70 million for Zaniolo, you are high. you are not thinking correctly. You clear up, sober up. That's not what they're going to pay. They're going to pay much less than that. Even the 40 million euros, I know some people say that's high as well. We'll see what the number actually ends up becoming if they actually go after Zaniolo. I think there's also, obviously somewhere in there, I think you're probably only going to get one of either Pogba, Zaniolo, Jorginho. If there's another name that comes up, I know we want to say Milinkovic-Savic, but I just don't think that's going to happen. As much as I would love to see him come to Juventus, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I guess between the two that we're talking about today, the agents that have spoken, who would you pick? Let me know in the comment section down below. Jorginho or Zaniolo? Let me know and give me your reasoning. All right, continuing on, we got some Morata talk from Tutto Sport, who is reporting that Juve would like to keep Morata, but at a lower cost, 15 to 20 million euros. We've talked about this plenty on the channel. Atletico, for now, don't want to lower their demands, but in the case of no offers, could decide to renew until 2024 and leave him again on loan in Turin and postpone any decision to next summer. Now, I don't know what other people may think of this. This is my personal opinion. I think this might be beneficial for Juventus. Instead of shelling out 15, 20 or more, obviously the 35 is out of the question. Juventus are not going to pay that. Maybe they can go up to 25. I don't think so, though. But if Juventus are willing to pay 20 million, if they could postpone that a little bit and just keep him on loan and pay the amount that they're paying for it, and then pay 20 or whatever the number becomes in 2024 or whatever, or next summer, that could be beneficial for Juventus in the market strategy that they have, and putting that money, investing it into a different player and a much more needed role, while also retaining Morata. So let me know if you agree with that, if you disagree, if you think it's more important to go and sign him. I think if you can push it off for one more season, one more summer, it will really allow Juventus and Arrivabene to work in some good ways in the summer mercado. And then finally, the last story of the day here is we have La Stampa talking about Perin and his future as a goalkeeper, saying that Perin is in talks with Juventus over a new contract, but Torino are ready to offer him the starting job. So as it stands right now, that's something to keep an eye on. If that ends up falling that way, then Juventus will need to look at who they're going to move up as that second keeper. Who are they going to end up trying to go after? I know Ospina and players like that have been mentioned before. We'll see. And that'll be something to monitor. My personal feelings on this, Perin, if he wants to go to Torino and be the starter, you go do it. Like, I understand the reason that I feel this way. And he's been solid for Juventus. When he has played, he's played a pretty good game. For most of the matches that he started. So I give him credit there, but I also understand, to me, it's he has a dream to eventually play for the Italian national team and to work his way into that roster. And you're definitely going to have a better opportunity doing that as a starter at Torino than you're going to have as the second fiddle at Juventus, playing here sparingly. So I completely understand either way. However it works out for Perin, if he stays another year, wonderful. If not, best of luck to him. Next man up that Juventus can go get there in the goalkeeper. And I know I would love for it to be Donnarumma. It's not going to be Donnarumma. I'm going to let that dream die now. And when I say that, maybe we'll revisit it in a year or two. We'll see how it goes, but it's not, let's not get our hopes up. And I'm talking to myself a little bit as much as I'm talking to the couple of people that will leave those comments in the comment section. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. I think that's all we really have today regarding on the news for Juventus. Let me know your thoughts and everything that we talked about today in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Also, make sure you follow Bianconeri Zone on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If I didn't say that clearly enough, at Bianconeri Zone. I was speaking a little bit too fast there. You can follow at AlejandraBZ on Twitter. Follow Julian at Genotti151 on Twitter. And, of course, follow myself at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.